Welcome to BattleTech in the Morning with Captain Nips. I'm Captain Nips. It's Thursday, and so I'm going to play some more BattleTech, which should come as no surprise to anyone that's been paying attention to my channel for the last 80 videos. I've tried to play some other things and post them on my channel, but mostly that's just kind of as I stumble across things. Those things, those other games, they don't get the devotion that BattleTech gets. So today I'm going to present another in the mech chassis, mech variant spotlight series. In comparison to the Trebuchet 5S that I highlighted earlier in this week, another variant that I would expect that we will likely see in the campaign game down the line is a variant of the Hunchback called the 4SP. Now the 4SP is a very close comparison. It compares very closely to the Trebuchet 5S from earlier this week. And the reason for that is, if we look at the loadout, it comes with 2 SRM6s, 4 medium lasers, and the head small. Has 2 tons of SRM ammo and a bunch of heat sinks. 2 in each leg, 4 in each torso. Now, for the purposes of inexpensive, durable brawling units, I think that if you were given the option, you are probably better off trying to acquire 4SPs than Trebuchet 5Ss. And here's a couple reasons why. First of all, the 4SP is actually cheaper. The canonical costs for those two mechs, the 5S canonically costs a little over 3.9 million C-bills. The 4SP canonically costs a little over 3.3 million C-bills. So there's a 600,000 C-bill difference between the Hunchback and the Trebuchet with similar loadouts. The reason for the most part for this is that the Trebuchet has a slightly larger engine. The problem with that build is that that slightly larger engine doesn't really give you a whole lot of extra speed to work with. It is faster. In a foot race, that Trebuchet will beat this Hunchback every day. The problem is that it's not breakaway speed, and once you're into a firefight, the difference in the speeds don't really matter. By having a smaller engine, the 4SP actually is able to fix some of the problems that the Trebuchet 5S has. First of all, the 4SP is completely armored. It has 160 of 169 armor points per tabletop cannon, which basically means it's not missing armor. It's 94% armored. The other thing that's interesting about the 4SP versus that Trebuchet 5S is that this being a sway back variant of the Hunchback, it doesn't have the prominent right side that many of the Hunchback variants have. This Hunchback variant is very, very symmetrically built. It has 2 lasers in each arm. It has an SRM6 in each side torso. And the ammo, and this is the important part, the ammo for the SRMs is in the center torso. Now, at first glance, ammo in the center torso is like, critical hit to the center torso, ammo explosion, boom, you lose the mech. Yes, that's a risk. But unlike some of the other Hunchback variants, for instance the 4G with the autocannon 20, if you lose the left side of your 4G, you also effectively lose the right side and lose the autocannon 20. With the 4SP, if you lose one of the 2 sides, the other side is still functional and still can fire all of its weapons. So in terms of overall durability, I feel like the 4SP is a much, much more durable machine than either of the 2 Hunchback variants we currently have in the beta, and also, by comparison, that Trebuchet 5S. The Trebuchet 5S has kind of a slightly awkward arrangement of internal critical slots. This Hunchback is super clean, super symmetrical, and as such is very good at weathering damage. So for today, I'm going to match up a lance of 4 SPs against a lance of the traditional Hunchbacks that we have in the backer beta, a pair of 4Ps with the lasers, and a pair of 4Gs with the autocannon 20. Gone ahead and set up my pilots. Pretty similar across the board. Nothing special there. I really hope that come time for the campaign that the C-bill costs of the mechs in the game are all corrected, either to canon or to something that makes sense. I can foresee a world in which every mech in the game is assigned its canon base C-bill value, and then there are market variables that will drive up or down the price of some mechs due to availability, due to military restrictions, buying Fed Sons equipment while you're near Capellan space, those sorts of things. But for the purposes of this matchup, I've priced the 4SP slightly cheaper than the 4G, which is canonically correct. So 4.8, 4.7, and then the 4P's at 6.1. Nominally, this looks like a C-bill advantage for the AI side. We'll see if it actually is able to leverage that advantage into a real battlefield one. I think for today, everything's short range. I mean, both of these lances, it's all short range all the time. So we're just going to go over to the stacks, and we're going to make use of all of that wonderful, wonderful terrain. There's no indirect LRMs to worry about, no shenanigans along those lines.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Let's get to this battle. In comparison to the AC-20 build or the 9 medium laser build of the Hunchback, you may be thinking, well, 4 medium lasers and 2 SRM-6s is kind of feels like it lacks the punch of those other builds, and to a certain extent, you wouldn't be wrong. But what it loses in punch, it makes up for in, like I said, durability and just good brawling punchiness. I fully expect that with some good focus fire, we're going to see a handful of knockdowns today, and the medium lasers will do the good work of shredding the armor panels deep, while the SRMs sandpaper off and then eventually crit seek on panels that get opened up. Trying to think of which way I want to go. Honestly, I think I'm just going to plow up the road.
Standing by.
I don't really have a range advantage. There's
Coordinates received.
I don't have any range advantage on the laser builds of the Hunchbacks.
We got company.
The autocannon 20 builds likewise. Everything according to tabletop rules, mounted on all of these mechs except for the small lasers, is a 369 range bracket, which basically is the bread and butter mid-range weapon.
What's up, Commander?
Also, we need to finish moving our dudes.
Piece of cake.
As with matchups like this week, where everybody is in mediums, everybody's in phase 3. So you go, I go, in terms of mechs. And actually, because of that, I'm just going to reserve. I'm going to make the enemy AI take all of its moves first. See what it does. It kind of breaks up. Ooh, sends one of its Hunchbacks way down toward the river. Does it take... Okay. This is an interesting spread formation. Two of its mechs decide to go high. So, I think this gives us an opportunity to strike at the right, our right flank, its left flank.
Moving at full throttle.
Move Wildfire up into the forest here. So I'm going to crash down on the right, and then hopefully I will just domino my way up through the lance without too much of an issue. Not going to be able to get line of sight this turn, so I think the better option is to simply move to cover and turn.
Standing by.
Going to be able to generate some really good movement modifiers here, so I'm going to have to... I'm
Going to full throttle.
the left edge of my line isn't going to be able to really get into any useful cover over here, so I'm going to have to lean on movement modifiers to soak
Yeah?
the
What
first
can I
few
do you?
salvos from this guy over here. Can I get anything better than a 4? Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's just get everybody up on the line.
Full speed, no shooting. Got it.
Jump in the line, they say. Everybody conga. Oh, and it moves one of its backline units first. That's... Well, alright. This Hunchback has 6 movement pips. It's probably pretty safe in terms of my opening fire here. It would be grand, absolutely grand, if there was some more advanced cover. I think I'll just have to take this hill first.
Aye.
Wildfire with her amazing gunnery firing on a target with astonishing movement penalties. Take a quick look at that. Yep. Target moved, plus 12. That is a hell of a thing. But we can start chipping down on that. As this guy now gives up his movement modifiers to take cover, which is fine. Not super surprised at that. So now, let's take a look at this guy. He's the latest variant. We've started to carve open the right side just a teensy bit. Out of curiosity. Look at that. Well, okay. It's not perfect. The game hardpoint and graphical modeling doesn't quite make the look of the 4SP correct right as of this moment. But it's got the rack on the left torso, which I'm actually a little surprised it's representing. Right torso is... Not sure what's going on there, but that's fine.
Ready for orders.
That's why it's a beta, and we're not going to worry about it so long as it does the job. Ideally, on this variant, we want to punch it in the right side. The problem here is that this is going to open me up to that guy over there, but he already moved. Yeah, that guy already moved. So can we... Yeah, we're going to sneak this in. Probably next turn, Sumo is then going to take another early move to get out of whatever garbage happens here. But look at that beautiful 2-hit percentage. You could not ask for much more. Light him up.
You're fine.
Working that right side. This is good. Here come the cavalry. Is he going to get close enough to actually fire on Sumo, though? Yep. Oh, taken. Autocan 20 round to the left arm. The only thing keeping that arm on is the tree cover, providing damage prevention.
Receiving you.
Let's
Yes,
see.
Commander.
Can we get into the right arc? The answer is yes. Can we get into it in a way that... Yeah, I'm going to get spotted regardless. So... Ooh, what's going on here? Rough terrain. Reduces movement speed, causes its units to take extra stability damage. Let's maybe not stand in the rough terrain. This seems alright. Let's just kind of split the difference between our target and the nearby threatening units. Lining that up, 95% to hit. I specifically, on both lances, lined this up with all of the pilots with max gunnery. So this is gonna turn into a pretty ugly chipper shredder situation on both sides. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Sumo loses an arm here. Yup, that's gonna be an arm. Oh, took it on the leg. The perspective of the game throwing me. Alright, can we... No, can't get anything on the right side. But, move up on this guy. Kraken is going to lay into him. With any luck, we will land some crits on that right side of the Hunchback. Or we'll just blow it out. That works too. And catch a knockdown. Good start already. Good start. That guy's going to be in for a world of hurt. Because now, I can take my entire team, move them down a little bit, and reposition on this guy, putting some space between... Oh no! Backside. This is going to hurt. Oh! Well, that was the threat that, you know, numbers happen. Sometimes bad things happen to good mechs. He gets caught out from behind and catches an ammo explosion, unfortunately killing one of my Hunchbacks. So I'm willing to accept responsibility. That was probably a bad position on my part. I thought there would be a risk of this guy getting into its Sumo's rear arc, and sure enough he did.
I'm here.
Ah, c'est la vie.
Ready for orders.
Move on and try and kill this downed Hunchback before it gets a chance to really
On the move.
get back up and do anything of note. Just center a mass on this guy. Good 2-hit percentages. Pop goes the Hunchback, and we even it up at 3-3. 3-3, and it's worth noting that... Oof. Taking autocannon fire to the right torso. It's worth noting that their mechs are not in a great position. This Hunchback up here with only one movement mod is standing in rough terrain, I think. Yep, standing in rough terrain. Not braced. Which means we're going to get to really rip into this guy hard. Is Wildfire? Yeah. Wouldn't be giving me this line if I didn't have it. Wildfire is a great opportunity here to light this guy up. Kind of spreads it around, unfortunately. This guy in the back is going to try and find a better position. Ooh, so this is tricky. I was going to move Kraken this way to try and get the right side of this lead 4P. But now that puts him in reach of this mech here. That said, it's so close. For once, the game actually has the terrain in the right spots. If this spot were forested, that would have been perfect. I would have moved there in a heartbeat. I think instead, I move here. I'll try and create a little bit of space, because the last thing I want is to take another shot to the rear panel and lose a Hunchback unnecessarily. So let's just lay it on this guy. Straight up. Get a laser crit.
Target's taken a critical hit.
And catch a knockdown. Thank you, Broken Terrain, for adding to my stability damage. That guy is now going to be the lucky recipient of a whole bunch of alpha strikes. Meanwhile, his friend, the 4G here. Oh, comes another autocannon hit. Takes it on the center torso. Is able to weather it.
Took a hard hit there.
Not the worst. The guy splits his fire. Pity laser hitting Kraken's Hunchback. Alright,
I'm receiving you.
let's take Apex out of harm's way for just a second here. Hopefully. Maybe not. Can't get to cover and have a position to fire on that guy. I don't want to move up because I don't want to give up my back. Could move back. This might be... Well, let's take a look at this. This... It's in cover. I don't hate this move. It's not great, but I don't hate it.
Moving out.
Problem is that Apex doesn't have a lot of good places to move right at this very second. I think it is worth piling on that right torso. If we can pop that,
Roger that.
remove 7 of the lasers from this equation. There we go. It's a great, great place to be. 5 structure left on the center torso for the downed mech. I should actually be able to kill it with one of my 2 remaining Hunchbacks. Kraken taking some autocannon fire to the left torso. It's all good. It's all good.
Losing armor.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, both of you are good shots. Let's start with Wildfire. Center of mass. This guy is toast. No question in my mind. This is probably a ton of overkill. Yeah, first laser gets it. Ton of overkill.
Target down.
We are exploding things left and right. Alright, now Kraken. I have a choice to make. Should I push right? Should I push left? Should I just not move? I can push left and continue to maintain cover advantage. But it kind of hangs Apex out to dry. From where I'm standing, I can hit either of the 2 mechs. I think I want to try and hit the guy on the right, even though he's got the movement modifier. If we can chip this guy down a bit, give Apex
Firing.
a chance to work this guy coming up on the next turn. Right side. Probably gonna lose the torso here. Ooh, managed to get out of that somehow.
That shot went internal.
Yep, I'm aware. Alright. But the important thing here is
I'm here.
that this Hunchback has now given up its right side. Also, it is not in... It is in the water. It is not in the cover. Which is real good. Ooh, I can go through the back. 25, 20s in the back. Got 20 on the right side, 10. I think I still take the right side shot here. Let's try and line this up as best I can to not give up the back to anybody. I think we'll try and just worry about the guy in front of me. The guy way over here in the back corner. Alright. We've now reached the top of our heat scale after 4 rounds of successive fire or so. I'm going to take the overheat shot because I am pretty confident this is going to do some significant damage to this torso. There we go. Take away the AC-20. Take away its most dangerous weapon.
My mech's heating up.
Far and away the most dangerous weapon. Let's see what the remaining intact Hunchback has for me at this point. It's taking its focus. From downtown, this is into the right side. Oh, oof.
Commander, I'm hit.
That bit hard. If it hadn't split its fire, probably could have killed Apex's Hunchback.
My armor is getting ripped off.
Waiting for orders.
Alright. With that guy down to 2 lasers, I think it is safe to move and engage this guy on the left. Try and get some damage in on him. The problem is we are running up on top of the heat scale. Can I get into melee? Actually, hold up a sec. Can I can't actually fire from here. Melee. Kraken's not the best. He's really not the best when it comes to this, but 85% is not bad. I'm going to take that to start. I'm going to take that to start. With any luck, Wildfire's got some heat scale left to work with. Hits on legs. Carving laser comes out. Ooh, straight to the center torso. We like that.
Standing by.
Alright, now Wildfire might have some headroom in her heat scale here. I don't think she does.
Location confirmed.
I think we're going to be running across the red line here. Oh, just tiptoeing across the red line. Let's make it happen, though.
Target confirmed.
Getting some damage in. Catching a knockdown. There we go. As the weight of the Hunchback drags my frames per second down into the low teens. It's very interesting to me because this game, when I'm not recording, when I'm just playing the game by itself, is reasonably solid. Like high 50s, around the 60 frames per second, dips into the 40s. When I am recording, whew, all bets are off. And boy howdy. Alright, so we got a lot going on over here. We're a little dinged up. Can't run. Would love to get into the water to cool, but I think it's better to protect ourselves. I can't. Oh, there we go. I can give up my left side. It's not ideal. Actually, I could just turn my back. This seems silly, but I'm going to turn my back wholesale. Because I've got more armor on the back than I do the front. With only 17 structure left, the random medium laser that this guy still has is potentially lethal. Even through the forest, because 25 at 75% damage is like 17 almost exactly. Like 19 damage, 18. It's enough to cause a kill shot, so I'm going to expose the freshest armor panels to that target there. Speaking of targets, I'm going to stand over here and wallop this guy. Now, Wildfire, you have no excuse. You should not miss this. It's good. Right to the center torso. We like that kind of hit. Carving laser comes out. Left torso. It's alright.
I'm here.
But where the bread and butter is going to be is right here with Kraken, because Kraken is going to get all of the damage in on this guy. Let's just take a quick look. He's got 25 structures, or 25 armor, 80 structure, center torso. So he's got 105 center torso. Side torsos are pretty solid, so there's no reason not to just murder this guy from the middle.
Confirmed. Firing.
And pop. Kill shots. Kill shots everywhere. Let's see what this last Hunchback on the enemy team has to say about basically Apex mooning him and showing no. Yep, take it on the rear panels. Oh, took it on the arm actually. All right.
Yes, Commander.
Apex has an opportunity here. Actually, it's a brilliant opportunity to hit this guy on the right side again. Probably will get the kill shot here. And I still somehow don't have focus up. That is astonishing. has 150 structure and armor combined on the center torso. I've got 70. I've got 130. So there's no kill shots here. This is just going to hurt a lot to this guy. Also, he's got the cover going for him. Oh, most of the leg. Mostly the leg.
Waiting for orders.
But got a prime opportunity to remove some rear armor and potentially
Copy that.
down this mech. Ooh, ammo. AC-20 ammo is destroyed. Somehow it doesn't cause the ammo explosion.
Commander,
But that's okay, because Kraken's going to follow this up and make short work of the remaining 20 structure in the center torso, 10 on the side.
confirmed.
Pop. Pop, pop, pop.
Objective complete.
And there you go. A strong showing for
Mission successful.
the Hunchback 4 SP. I cannot deny that losing one of them to a center torso rear armor crit through into the ammo bin is a little bit salt inducing. God, right there. Just right through the middle into that torso. Oh, man. Well, it is what it is. We come out the other side pretty fresh. Nobody took any shots worthwhile of mention to Wildfire. Kraken took a hit. Apex took a few hits, but as explained earlier, we lose a side, we keep on kicking, and we come out the other side the victor. 9 rounds, 23 minutes, 28 seconds. Pretty short showing, but both teams were short range. We were basically going to crash straight into each other and get to the fracas anyway. And here you can see doing the work. Gut out the right side, gut out the right side, obliterate this mech completely. This one takes the unlucky focused fire to center of mass and gets downed. Solid all around, and again, if you're looking campaign time, and I really hope that this variant makes it into the campaign, because there's no reason for it not to be. B, it is such a solid medium mech brawler. Like, you really can't ask for a lot more out of a brawler in the medium category. You get your 100 points worth of damage out of the medium lasers. You've got your 2 SRM6 racks, which are adding another 120 potential, plus the stability damage they cause, which, as you saw in this video, knockdowns aplenty, as predicted. If you get the opportunity to pick up a 4 SP in the course of your campaign game, I highly, highly recommend grabbing as many as you can, because there's going to be some times when you can't avoid a brawl, and when you want to brawl, 4 SP's got your back. But that'll be all for today's BattleTech in the morning. I am, as always, the guy searching through the mech lists looking for the next great thing, Captain Nips. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon and evening, and I will see all of you in the next video.